So now that you know the basics of the cropping feature, let me show you a few of the other things that you're going to need to know for the next part of your assignment. This is my original image. I went ahead and saved it. You can see it says right here, original.jpg. I saved it into a folder, and I'm going to create 4 variations of this image here so that I can create a composite of those. So what I'm going to first do is, I should be able to pull it down so that it's its own image. And if I right click up here, I can click duplicate. And I'm going to do crop 1. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do crop 2. And notice I'm creating a copy of these images without having to open the original each time. Crop 3. And I'm just right clicking on this bar and choosing duplicate. And crop 4. So I'm going to have my original plus 4 cropped images that I'm going to be saving. So here's my original. I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to crop this image. And I want something just kind of unique. Maybe just the head here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. And actually, I want to stick with a square theme. So I'm going to go up here and put 4 by 4. And the resolution I really don't care about. So I'm going to create some cropped images of just 4 by 4 shots. I'm going to put him right here on the rule of thirds. Now once I have this one, I'm going to do File, Save, or I could hit Control S. I usually use my Control S key. And it already has the name in there because I named it previously, and it's a JPEG file. I don't want anything else. I want JPEG because we're going to end up uploading some of these. So I'm going to hit Save on that one. This one, just always say OK to that. I'm going to go ahead and choose crop 2, and I just want a picture of his boot and his hand here. Actually, I want that one a little smaller. Okay, hit enter on that one. I'm going to just use Control S, save, OK. I'm going to move on to my next one, and I just want a picture of his helmet here. Just the top part of it, with maybe a little hint of his face. Hit enter, Control S, save. Say OK, and I'm going to go to crop 4 here. And what else do I want? Maybe I just want the 2 heads in here, and I'm going to kind of rotate that around and maybe see if I can get both of them on that rule of thirds a little bit better, kind of on those points. And Control S again. And this isn't a great image. I just pulled one really quick to use as an example. Say OK on that. All right, so now I have my original, and I have 4 copies. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close all of those out just to show you how this is going to work. I'm going to close that one as well. So now I need to create a canvas that I'm going to work from. So I'm going to do New. And here I'm going to change this to inches because I can think in inches. I can't think in pixels. And I want something that's longer than it is tall. So I'm going to set this to, let's say, 8 inches wide and about 5 inches tall. I'm going to say OK. I can always adjust it later. I don't want a black background. So yours should come up decent without those funky colors, but I'm going to flip to my colors here and make it black and white, choose my paint bucket, and just paint that white. So now what I want to do is I want to open up the folder that I created those in, and I put it on my desktop and called it Firefighter. So here's my folder of those images. Okay, I have all 5 of those images right here, and I'm going to pull these over on top of this one. So I'm going to grab this, and I'm just going to drag it on top, and you'll see it has a little plus right there. I'm going to let go of it. And now it's wanting me to resize this. So I'm going to grab this. I'm going to hold my Shift key down. You have to hold your Shift key down. Otherwise, look what I can do. I don't want to squish that picture or make it long and skinny. I'm going to hit Escape real quick and go back and grab that image again and show you what happens when I hold my Shift key down. I'm going to hold my Shift key down with my pinky finger, and I'm going to click here. And now it's constraining those proportions so that I can't make that image look fat or skinny or really distort it at all. Okay, so I'm going to put this one up here, let go of my Shift key. I have this little black cursor. I'm going to move it around, and I'm going to hit Enter. So there's my first image. I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to grab each of these individually and do the exact same thing. I'm going to grab my Shift key. I'm going to resize it down so that I can put all of these on this image. I don't care if they're overlapped a little bit. Might make it a little more visually interesting. Grab this one and stick it up here. Hold my Shift key again, resize it. I want this one a little smaller. Hold my Shift key again, hit Enter, and it accepts it in there, so it makes that change. Grab this one and drag it in. I want that one a little bit bigger. Move it around. I can click my check mark up here if I want to. I'm going to grab this one again and drag it over here. Pull it down. And since this image and this image are really close, I want to separate those a little bit. So I'm going to put it over here. And hit Enter again. Okay. Now if I wanted to rearrange these, I can go up here and click on my little arrow tool. This is called the Move tool. I'm going to click on that. And I want to make sure that I have Auto Select, Layer, Show Transform Control Tools. So with those selected, I can now pick up any of these and move them around in any fashion that I want to. Okay. If this one is sliding behind the one in the bottom, we'll get into this a little bit later, but I'm going to grab, this is the one I'm on, I'm going to drag that to the top, and now it's on top. So I'm just going to step it like that. Okay. Now that this is done, I want this one a little bit bigger. Hold my Shift key and move that around a little bit. Hit my Enter. All right, so here's my composite, here's my cropped images. All I need to do is File, Save As. I want to change this to Composite. And then I want to make sure I change this to JPEG. And click Save. And say OK to this. You'll always get this message when you're saving JPEG files. And it's done. It's ready to upload. I don't have to make any other changes to it. I can close this out. I can say no right here. When I come back to my folder, here's my composite image that you're going to go ahead and upload to the Flickr group. Lots of things. You might want to view this tutorial a couple of times. You might also want to have it up and playing while you're walking through doing this with your own images so that you can see that happening at the same time and pause it as you need.